What's up? Today I'm going to be talking about the brand new announcement of the Samsung Galaxy S6. I have been pretty excited considering I've had my S5 since launch, and there hasn't really been another phone that has piqued my interest to make me want to go out and get a new one. So let's discuss it. I'm gonna discuss a few pointers between the S5 and the S6. I'm gonna leave a link below. You guys want to read the whole article yourself. It's not that long anyways. But this is the best one that I found, and it pretty much hit on all the main points. So first of all, I just want to discuss this, and I love the fact that this article hit the nail right on the head. Obviously, Samsung and Apple, they've been going back and forth between a battle of one another. And in my opinion, Samsung, they've always come on top. This time, this is the part where I'm confused, okay? Some of the biggest things that Samsung has bashed Apple over, now they've done it with their S6. All right, so let's talk about this. First of all, now what they're doing is they're eliminating the whole plastic. So now you're getting a nicer design, and now there's no more removable battery. I've had my S5 since launch, and just now I'm starting to see a drastic change in the battery life, where now I could make it approximately 8 hours or so. I would say in between charges, to the point where I would need to put a charger on it. And I use my phone pretty heavily throughout the day. But in the beginning it was a lot better, but that's with all smartphones. No battery will last you crazy amounts of time, with the exception of those who don't really use their phone. But then again, why would you have a smartphone? Anyways, so now Samsung has eliminated the micro SD slot and the removable battery. So what does that mean? Well, now it means now you can no longer just go over to eBay and buy yourself a new battery, which is what I'm going to have to do now because my battery is no longer good. Well, now I suppose I'm sure someone will figure out how to take apart the phone and you can replace it yourself. Most people don't want to do that, especially after spending $600–700 on a phone. And the elimination of the micro SD slot means now you're stuck with the internal storage only. There's no longer a capacity to increase your storage capacity all by yourself. Meaning that if it only had, I don't know, 10 gigs of internal storage and you wanted to have more, you can buy a micro SD card. Now you can no longer do that. So the main thing is what I think they hit on with the S6 was they did a huge, I guess, renovation on the design. Which I will say that much, okay? After spending $600 on the S5, I think it would have been a lot nicer to have a better design. To me, it doesn't feel cheap. I guess I just feel robbed because I spent $600. I expected something along the lines of Apple where they have a nice metal body. But on that same note, I actually got this case at Walmart, and it was $10. So once the phone is in a case, guess what? It eliminates the whole cheap look of the phone. So you can't even tell. You could have the worst construction on the phone, meaning it being all plastic, and no one will even know the difference. And I will say this much, this is a body glove. I spent $10 on it. My son has thrown my phone more times than I can count. I've also dropped it, and I tell you what, if you wipe the screen down from the fingerprints, you couldn't even tell this was a used phone. It looked brand new. There's not one scratch on it. So I will give Body Glove that much. That was pretty sweet. Anyways, to get back on topic, so the S6 is now going to be thinner and it weighs less. It's the same exact size as the S5. So if you currently have the S5, it's going to be really up to you whether you want to make the upgrade or not. Now it has an aluminum body instead of this plastic on the S5. They both have 5.1-inch screens. However, the resolution on the S6 is obviously a lot better. Now there is it's an Octa 8-core, 2.1 gigahertz, 64-bit processor, which I believe that is the same exact chipset as the iPhone. If it's not, it's very, very similar. So the phone obviously will operate a lot faster. I would be very interested in running speed tests with both of them, whether it be rendering video, web browsing. I mean, out of the videos that I've seen on YouTube, yeah, it's fast. Of course it is. But is it worth actually upgrading from the S5 to the S6? The S6 now no longer, which if you have kids, my son actually got liquids on my phone. That was the nice part about it. All I did was simply I took off this case, ran it under water, didn't damage it at all. Now the S6 no longer has that. Another huge improvement is it has a 2.1 front-facing camera, which I've shot plenty of my YouTube videos using that. The ones where I'm driving, I just mount my phone. And to me, I mean, obviously they don't look super duper high definition, but for 2.1 megapixels, you can't really, to me, you can't really complain. Now it's 5 megapixels. It will, on the rear camera, it will have, I believe it's the same exact as what it is now. It's 16. Oh, I'm sorry, my computer. Yeah, 16 megapixels. So both cameras, it's supposed to have better for lighting and conditions, etc. Once again, when the phone comes out, I'm going to run tests between the two, and I'll let you guys know. Now, the S5 has a bigger battery, but allegedly the S6 will probably have better battery life because of the lower power consumption. I always leave my screen on auto, and obviously I work nights, so my screen brightness is never really up that high to begin with. So I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to pan out. But for the price tag no one really knows right now. This website's saying it's going to be $600. That's how much the S5 was when it first debuted. Now, a good thing is the S5, when it came out for Boost Mobile, it came out pretty much the same exact time, almost, as launch date. So I'm assuming that, I think it's April 10th, I believe. Let me scroll up here really quick. Yeah, April 10th on select carriers. So which carriers are getting it? I mean, obviously, I would assume all the main companies like the Verizon, Sprint. When prepaid will get it, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of the phone. Are you going to take your chances and get it? If you don't have an S5 already, are you going to maybe upgrade from the S3 to the S6? To me, it was, I don't know, I love Samsung products. But they have been the best, most reliable phones I've had, and I've had, obviously you guys have seen through my videos, I've gone through a lot of Boost Mobile phones. I reviewed all of them, and I'm not saying anyone's particularly better than the other, but the interface, just everything about the Samsung products, every single one of them I've been impressed with, and I will continue to buy just Samsung. My wife has the LG Volt, and it just drives me crazy. It's just, to me, it's not completely different, but it's just different. I prefer Samsung over them. But I will be doing a review. I will be over at Boost Mobile, hopefully on April 10th, to give you guys this review. As the day comes closer, I'll let you guys know. So thanks for checking this out, and I will catch you guys next time.